Then your constructor line number 9, yeah. What is the course? 4305. How many grades you expecting? 50? Maybe I could put 100. Rest of them empty. Doesn't matter. That's what you're doing. Now you're bringing the grades. See that? Grades coming. You guys know the reason for this here. Everybody know that, isn't it? Okay? Yeah. Why? What's the reason you must have this here? We went through that, isn't it? No? No? Yes? Maybe. Okay, this is what happening. Look at the name of the variable grades. See, same spelling is the incoming variable. Anytime you use the constructor, parameter and the attribute in your class, same spelling, then if you don't have this, it's going to circle in the same. See that? They're confused. It's not going to crash you. You don't get the correct value. See the underline and everything. They say something is confusing. See, they're trying to help you remove redundant assignment. That means you are assigning a variable to itself. Are you sure about that? Then you could see, okay, it's not an error. Maybe you want to do it. You say, sorry, I didn't mean that. I just need this. What is this? This dot grades means line number 6 grades. That's right. So anytime the same name comes, that's the only way to solve it. Do you understand? Otherwise, you could change this to just a different spelling. Then you don't need it. See? No problem. But since an array coming, a plural makes sense, isn't it? So that way everything is clear. That's not a bad practice. People use this dot a lot. Okay. Now you have the Mutator Method set course. This is your lab 1, remember? Something like, when is the lab 2 due?
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. Okay, make sure you take care of that. See, this is Mutator, this is accessor, then process grade, that's another symbol method. What you do there, process grade is going to output grade, that's another function. See, from a function you're calling another function, output grade. Then you have, let's go to output grade. Where is it? Output grade. No, all the way down. See, there's a lot of functions now here. Output grade, they're going to display the grades are, so they go to, because it's available to you, student 0 through the length of the grade. That means that many students are in this class. Then you're going to display each grades. 0. Student 0 means the first student in the list. What's the reason for this student plus 1 here, line number 121? See that? Student plus 1. Any reason?
Like 0 plus 1,
Yeah,
1 plus 1, 2 plus
1.
1.
It's going to display student 1. Otherwise, you think
It's just going to do,
0.
yeah.
For readability, okay? When you print it, otherwise you look confused. That's the reason. Okay, that is outputting. Now go back to the line we came from. Class average. Now you have to find the average. That's another function. See, average. So you learned that function in previous weeks. Get average. Where is that? Should be somewhere here. Get average. See, get average means go through. Look at that. Go through the grades array using your enhanced for loop. See, going through that, then total it. Of course, you could do the same thing like this. This textbook using that a lot, which is good. You add all the grades into total, then of course, in order to find the average, you need line number 80. Okay, total divided by the length of the grades array, that's going to be the students in this class. Then again, why do you need the double in parentheses? Can I remove it? Return total.
Oh, you have to specify the type. Yes, it's a cash operating.
Yeah, we doing this, let me run this. It might work because Java automatically help you, but it's not recommended. Great, good question. Good chart. Yeah, it is working. Yeah, now that's what. Now this is, yeah, this is the place we did, isn't it? Yeah. Again, who is going to help me? What was the reason? It's not crashing. It's okay, but it's
But I think it's gonna come out as an integer.
yeah, integer. Yeah, see,
Because-
double is the return type. Since
Yeah.
double is the return type, you have to convert. But since you're dividing a number with a double, automatically happen. But programmers don't trust the numbers like that. Programmers say my job is to be done properly, so I'm going to really typecast this. That's called typecasting. Change.
Are you gonna post these examples on Canvas?
Yeah, it should be there, isn't it?
No, you're on the zip file. Oh, you're on the chapter.
Yeah, it's there, yeah. That should be, what is that, chapter
7
chapter 7, this
in the
one.
zip.
Yeah, chapter 7, that's it. Download, save it somewhere and extract. You have to do that. Okay? Extract, then put it in your integer somewhere. See? Then I moved everything. Make sure when you're moving, move to the SRC, okay? Don't put it in the project. You have to move to the SRC source.
One more question.
Mhm.
Why there are stars by the numbers in the when you ran the program?
Oh, that's what we're going to see. They're
Oh.
trying to make a chart there, so with the console, that's only we could do.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
good question. Yeah, we have that now. Okay, let's see the output bar chart. This class comes with a mechanism to draw the bar chart. How many A's, how many B's, how many C's in this class. So let's see how to do that. Bar chart, grade distribution. See, grade distribution. We are in line number 85 is happening here. Now let's see. Now we're going to make an array of frequency. Frequency of 11. Okay, 11 stuff will come there. Okay, store frequency of grades in each range of 10 grades. Now, for each grade,
The frequency is basically the number of students.
no, number of, see, look at this frequency. How many students got 0 to 9%? How many got 10 to 19%?
Oh no, what I'm wondering how you got that 11 number.
Yeah,
Number.
11, it is, let's see.
Number of students?
No, it is how many range you need. See,
Oh,
1,
okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, okay.
Good question. Make sure you understand. That is why 11. Because 0 to 9 is 1, so it's kind of nobody is going to have a
100
grade below
itself counts
60
as
anyway,
1.
but it's okay. When they do the pie chart, see up to 9, up to 19, so you divide into 11 pieces. 11 pieces. The last one is just 100 anyway. Got it? That's the reason. If you put 90 to 100, you could have say one more. That's okay. But this is the way they did it. Very good question. That's what happening here. And then you're going to have that many frequencies. You go through the grades. Your job is, look at this, grades, and see grade is each of them. See grades. Then you do line number 92. What is line number 92 doing? Can you explain?
Can I see it again?
Line number, where is the grade? Okay, if somebody give a grade, output chart. Okay, if your grade is 92, what's going to happen?
It's the
If your
percent.
grade is 92, I have an array called frequency. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
name of the array is frequency with 11 rooms. Make sense? 92 is the one I just read. This is the 0th room, first room, second, third, fourth, five.
It's gonna be on the
6,
second
7,
last.
8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? What is supposed to be up to here? 11 means up to 10. Okay, where am I going to put this?
And the 9.
In the 9. Understand? Why? Because 92 divided by 10 is how much?
9.2.
9.2. They don't take point because it is an integer division. So you put it into 9. So whatever number in that, it was 0, then they put plus plus means 0 become 1. If you got one more 90, it's become 2, 3, 4. So that if you have 4 people got 90s, it's become 4. If somebody got 70, so it's become 1. Another student got 81. One more 82, 4. See 4 of them. 100, one student got perfect score. That's going to be 1. So instead of 1, 2, 3, they use asterisk to draw that. If you have 1, 1 asterisk. If you have 4, that's what you're doing.
Oh.
That's what they did. Just to make a bar chart. Okay? That is what happened. So you do the chart like this. Sequence start. And then the start depends on the frequency count. Go through the frequency array. If it whatever value there, your job is to print that value. That's the reason it's happening like this. Start. Understand? Gonna be okay? Okay. If you want to try another number, just put C 90. So how many 90s? How many? Only 2 90s. See, 191 and 94. Add one more 90. So make it 98. What did I do? Oh, no. 98. Then run the program. So it's supposed to be one more. See, now you got 3. See that? That's it. Things like that. See what was the problem here?
Because it's out of range.
Yeah, because 910 divided by 10 is how much?
91.
91. I put 9, it's a typo or whatever. 91. Do you have any 91th element in this array? You can say, come on, it's only go up to 9. That's, or 10, I should say. That's why it's crashing. That's called array index out of bound exception. So your grade is supposed to be in that range. Okay? Those kind. This is what you're supposed to do. You open these programs and run this and play with this number, add few more numbers and see what is going to happen. Add another number like 7. Okay? And one more like 34. Let's see what's going to happen. See? You got 1 star here and 34. Usually nothing, never going to happen. Maybe, who knows? Understand? That's the idea. So you're adding more grades. Rest of them go through that, they're displaying all the grades. They're even displaying each grades. Student that. Okay, that's it. So it's a grade book, which is a class. That's the reason you need another program to test the class. So this is the way you're creating the class. This is the application. It's the application. Maybe a school is using your class. In the application, you're going to have, okay, now I have this many students with that grade. So I'm going to make a grade book for my class, line number 11. When I do that, I'm going to put the course name, see, Intro to Java Programming, and the array, whatever I have. Then print it, see course name. Where are you going from here? Go to course name, get course name. Somewhere here, get course name. You have get course name. This one, see? That will give you the course name. And process grade, this is what showing you that chart, see? They output the grade and they put the average, they display the minimum and maximum. I didn't go through that, that you should know. Then output chart also. So that's what just happened in this program. See? All of them have all this stuff. Process grade is what? All this stuff. This line is coming from the process grade method. All this stuff. Okay? Course name is this one. Okay, now let's try another example. A grade book again. Okay, this time grade is a two-dimensional array. Look at that. Two-dimensional array. What could be the reason for that? Two-dimensional array? How do you use that? Why do you need two-dimensional array for grades? Yeah.
Different data types?
And that could be used for maybe you have 5 labs. So lab is going to be one item, then quiz is going to be another item, semester exam is going to be another item. That's one. How many labs, how many homework, that's the reason you have two-dimensional array. So you have 3 types of assignments: labs, homeworks, exams. You could use that. That's what they're using. Go through that. We don't have time to go through all of them. If you understand one, the rest of them are going to be same idea. Okay? Two-dimensional, we went through all of them. There you have you need 2 for loop. Anytime you need to deal with the two-dimensional, you have 2 for loop. Inner, outer for loop for the row, and this for the test. In this case, they're using each student and multiple tests. That's the idea. So you have multiple tests. Then let's see what they're doing here. See, student grades. This is going to be the first student, second student, like that. 3 different grades. That's the reason to do it. You don't even need that, but you could use that kind of stuff. Variable arguments, remember we went through that, variable arguments. See line number 6, remember last class I went through before exam. How do you make it variable argument? Using which line is making the variable argument? Line 6, which 3 dot, thank you. Yeah, 3 dot means any number of double will come. That's 3 double dot, no space, numbers. So that could be 1, 2, 3, maybe 100 numbers could come. It's like an array coming in. Very powerful. That is called variable argument.
So the 3 dot represents the number of grades each student
3
has?
dot means your line number 6 function called average could receive 1 or more numbers.
A student can
Yeah.
receive one.
Could be student or people's height or whatever you want.
XYZ.
Yeah,
Okay.
in a method, you could find the average of 1 or 2 or 200. So making a method good for any number.
In simple words, an object can have more than
Yeah.
one number.
Otherwise, you have to create an array. That will do it. Or you have to create integer x comma, integer y comma, or integer number 1 comma, integer number 2 comma, or int grade 1 comma, int grade 2 comma. Then you should have maybe 10 grades, average them. Here you say, don't worry about that. Put dot grades. So if it's only 2 grades, you do the job. If it's 20 grades, you do the job. It's very powerful. That's the reason there. See, you're calling that average function with a 2 number, 3 number, 4 number. You could use it for any number. That's a beauty. One function doing different. That is 3 dot. If you remove that 3 dot, that is going to mess up everything. See, number length, everything is, they're going to be okay. So you're calling somewhere with no support of any of that. Very, very important. Supposed to be consecutive, no space. That's it. That we went through something similar. Alright. Again, this is something. That is something similar to me.
Are these?
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
I was just wondering if these examples are similar to or somewhat similar to the lab, too.
Yeah. So, in order to do the lab, oh, you mean your lab 2?
Yeah.
Lab 2, this is useful, but the previous chapter will be more like.
Chapter 6?
Chapter 6, I think. Because chapter 6 is only for methods. Yeah, use chapter 6. Here, you are dealing with array, and because for your lab 2, you don't even need array or anything. So, chapter 2, 3, 4, up to 6 is the way to go. Okay? Mainly chapter 6 will help you to do the lab 2. Idea is to make methods. Here, we go into array. Now you have an array called double array, see, line number 8. So, arrays is another one. Arrays, which is a class. And let's go to Java API. See, arrays is a utility. See, arrays class. That's what we're using. Look at that. This is a class contains various methods for manipulating array. That means if you have an array and if you want to sort them and find minimum, find all that stuff, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to struggle. Just use this guy. Yeah, that arrays will help you to do a lot of stuff. Like what? Like binary search, compare, and go down. A lot of functions. Copy. You could copy an array to another one. Copy a piece of array. Copy range to another one. You could compare one piece to another. Go down. See. You could fill all this into another variable. Then you could find the hash code. That may be a little bit confusing for you now. We'll do that later. Then which one we use? Sort. Sort is a good one. That's what we use it. So you could use arrays dot sort and get an array and sort it. So that's what we use. So you could sort. Now let me go back to the code. Okay. Line number 9. Arrays. See arrays. You need that, which is a part of the array java.util. So you need line number 3 to import. So I would like to use arrays. Don't get confused with array and arrays. Arrays is a utility class. Array is a mechanism like you doing like this. Okay? How do you create an array? Using the square bracket. This will make an array. Okay? Arrays is a utility class, just like a plumber got a toolbox with all the features, all the tools. That's what. This is like a toolbox. If you are an array handling guy, take these tools and use it for a lot of stuff. In this case, you're using, look at this line number 9, using sort double array. Okay? This one, I'm going to the API. Which method I'm using now? Sort, isn't it? Which of them? Which one?
Can I see it again?
The question is, line number 9 is using, okay, line number 9 is using which method in this API? It's a sort. You have a lot of sorts. Which sort?
Double A.
This one. See that? Yeah, because it's a double. That's it. So you got a lot of. That's what sort. A lot. This is called overloading. You have a method with a different style. Overloading, same name. So if you want to sort integer, call this one. If you want to sort float, take that. If you want to sort integer from the beginning, if you want to sort only from here to here, you could use that. You say, I don't want to sort everything in an array with 1,000 elements, go to the 50 to 75, let me see how it works. So all that stuff. Everything is done, you don't have to do any, just enjoy using it. That's what we're doing. Let's see. See? Now this will sort it. Then after you sort it, print it, then everything will come. So this is talking about fill. So the filling array with the value, a display. Let's run the program and see how it works. So what are you doing here? See this one sorted. After sorting, point 2 first. Make sense? Now fill means what? Fill, line number 18. You go to that array and fill everything with the 7. You're going to say, rewrite that with 7. See, fill integer array. Make sense? And you display that. Now you have another array, integer array, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you copy. You're going to say, can I have a copy of this guy? Integer array, length, copy. So you have a copy of the integer array, which is integer array copy. Are we following? So without this arrays dot copy, how do you do that? See, here you have a new integer. Created array copy, system dot array copy. See, that's coming from system. system array copy, first one. We understand? Now, yeah, we've been talking about arrays utility class. How come arrays dot array copy is not available? I'm talking kind of a philosophical question. System dot array copy.
It has to be imported, I don't know.
Because how come this Java people didn't put that array copy in an arrays class? How come they didn't put that in arrays utility? Can they? That's my question. Arrays, that's a utility class with a lot of functions. We don't see array copy, line number 24. Line number 24 is in another class called system. Why? The reason is array cannot copy another array because that is outside, isn't it? In order to copy, you have to be an external power. That's why system is outside. So if you have two arrays like this, system is outside. You could say, okay, system say, I have a function called array copy. I come here and take piece by piece from here and put it here. That is the reason. This one only deal with the array. I could deal with arrays for sorting, filtering, all the stuff. In order to move stuff from one array to another array, not here. They put it system because it makes sense because it's outside. That's the idea. Okay, and then you're displaying it again and anything else. Array equals is another method, equals. That's a part of the arrays method. If you go back here, arrays, that comes with a method called equals. Equals is good for, see, if you have an equals of, see, two double array, two integer array, whatever. Equals will compare two arrays. Without this function, you may need a for loop with a lot of work. This makes your job so easy. That is equals. Anything else? Location. Yeah, binary search is another powerful stuff. What is binary search means?
101011.
No. That's what I asked. Binary means, binary number means 010. Okay? Yeah, binary search means, binary search.
Something
Yeah, this is
related
okay.
to
We have a lot of numbers. Okay? Or whatever it is. It's an array. Binary search means this is what they're going to do. You're looking for a number. Okay? So binary search is going to, that mechanism is going to divide the array into two pieces. Half. Then, if you are looking for a number called 52, your job is to check where is this 52. Is this 52 is less than the middle value or greater than the middle value? If it is less than the middle value, you're going to forget about this guy. I don't need you. Then you're going to half it again. Then you're going to say, okay, I come here, 52 is less than or greater than. Or you found, yeah, this number is only 34, it's greater. So you're going to say, I don't like this one either.
then it's gonna do
Then
what?
you're going to split it again. Then finally you're going to hit 52. That's binary means you're going to make it, by means two. Two piece. So break that into two piece. After a few seconds it make it so, not second, few time, make it easy. That is something similar to, if you want to look for a page in a book, textbook, we don't use that too often nowadays, like a big book with 500 pages, you want to see 189 page, you just, usually we just split the book into kind of half, isn't it? Okay, 189 is on the left side. Again, split a little more, then you could see where is it. So your eye is, okay, it's less than. After 2-3 times you split, you got the page number 189. Or you could go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be a lot of work. Understand? That's a binary search. So they have the function there, you use it. So binary search is there. Only one thing you have to do. In order to enjoy the binary search, the array is supposed to be already sorted. Otherwise, how do you know it's right or left? So binary search is only good for sorted array. That's it.
Can we ask the program to sort it and then use the binary?
Yeah, that's what we just did.
Oh.
I think that's what they did it. First you sort it, because sorting mechanism is there. So you have it sorted. So in a program, think about in Amazon, they have thousands of items in the database. Then they have to look for some items. So they might have a flat sheet kind of stuff. That's maybe NoSQL. We don't know how they do it. So they may have a list of all their items in one category with sorted already. Then looking for something, make it easy. They're going to use binary search. So whatever item you, because they're going to have something, product number or ID, something is going to make their all the products sorted. Then they use it.
SKU numbers.
Yeah. Understand?
SKU.
So it's supposed to be sorted. Otherwise, your searching mechanism may take forever. So that is the binary search. Yeah, they're using it. Displaying, so all this stuff. You have to go home and spend how many hours you guys learning Java outside the class?
0.
Outside the lab. Huh? How many hours per week you spending time? Not for doing the lab, extra. Listening to my lecture plus do the lab, which is a part of your classwork. Other than that, yeah, you have to spend at least 3 to 5 hours per week. If you're doing lab 1 or 2, that's the part of your classwork. You have to do at least minimum 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours every week. That's the only way you're going to learn. Otherwise, I could guarantee you're not going to make it. You may pass the class. You could even get A by some students are good with the test and everything, but you still cannot code. So I'm strongly recommending you to spend at least 5 hours per week outside whatever you're supposed to do in class, extra work. Then you get time to go through all this stuff and play with the binaries, all the mechanism. Then the questions from your side is going to be very powerful too. Yeah.
Can you post some ideas for us to code with? You know what I mean? Like, I kind of lack imagination to just sit there and make a code. You know what I mean?
The best way to do is end of chapter exercise.
That's
Yeah, try that. I will come up with some solution. I can't give you all the solution because the publisher is not allowing us to do that. We're not supposed to provide any of them. But some of them you could come up with. Then when you go through all this, download and go through all this code, then you learn. I don't know how many of you went through all this 6 chapters code, source code. All of them, line by line. I don't think so. Some students, yes. You have to do that. I have to go through all this line. Even though I've been teaching this for years, I go through all this line. Otherwise, I can't explain any of this. I am explaining to you, you're supposed to explain to yourself. If it's not in your brain, how are you going to explain to yourself? You should know. When I'm not with you, you should know how to explain to yourself. Otherwise, you can't continue because you have knowledge in your brain. That knowledge is coming only through going through that. Then something similar you keep on doing because coding is a totally different game. So it's a different game. It's going to be very tough for some students. Some students it's easy, but if you get the knack, you could pick any programming language and study. So easy. Yeah.
I was gonna say for like the end of chapter review questions, is it okay if we like upload some of the more complete and nicer files into our GitHub account, or can we not do that because of like copyright and stuff?
Yeah, copyright. some of them, let me see this sample program. This is some of the solutions. Yeah, so I'm going to put more and more. You may see sample program in all the weeks, so it's there. See? So it's there. Yeah, see? Then before each lab, I come up with something similar to that. So, yeah, it's there. The classwork itself will make you really busy with that extra 3 to 5 hours. Okay? So, do that. That's the only way you could do it, because IT programming is the big stuff nowadays. Everything is IT. So, if you learn this tool, you could survive. You could even start your business, or you could even make money. This is powerful stuff. Otherwise, it just may be your A grade in your transcript, which is not going to help you at all. So you could, if you know Java, you could even start Android. Java is a good tool for making Android applications. You could make Android. IntelliJ has that tool, but I never tried that. But you could even go to a new project. Android and all those tools are there. And you have to play with that, and so you could add that plugin. See,
Yeah.
see, Android is here. See,
Yeah.
those kind of stuff. Then of course you have to have their development platform to upload into Google, all that stuff. Yeah. In
Quick
future, I will
question.
come up with maybe some short workshop for Android in Java after your Java 2 is done. I'm working on that. That way any students would like to see maybe like 5-hour workshop kind of stuff. But there you have to know coding before you jump into that. So these things are very, very powerful. Because nowadays in the public school, my son is in 10th grade. He is learning all the game programming and all with Java. So I can't even answer to most of the question, because game programming, they use all the games and tools, all that stuff. They have all the tools, and students learning that, because new generation, if they are into, is spending a lot of time, very much interested. So you are going to be, if you delay to find a job for another 3 years, you are competing with these high school kids. They come with a smart Java coding, and in the interview they get the job. Even though everybody say equal opportunity employer, this high technology company is always like a new generation. You are new generation. If I apply, I never going to make it. Because they don't want, people with 50s, even 40s not that good. You have to make all the money before 40 with IT. After that, you could become a manager, project, those kind of stuff. Everything should be done first 20 years, you make something. So you have to know that, because no time, because millions of students coming with that talent, so you have to compete. Otherwise you get maybe some business analyst or kind of job that may be boring after a while, or I don't know. With your coding skill, they don't care you are computer science or computer engineering. If your interview skill is good with the coding, they're going to hire you. That's a good thing. So study, that is what we need to do. Array list collection, one more. Yeah, now array list. Yeah, we didn't even go to next chapter. Don't worry, we have time, okay? I want to make sure everything is clear before jumping into the next one. Now, so we've been using array for a while. Then remember, arrays always go to the API to study more. So I said 3 to 5 hours. That means you should be spending time here. This is the place. This is the doctors are looking at the manual for all the pharmaceutical and testing. Like a Java programmer,
This
spend
is our
your time.
manual.
This is your place. This is your Bible. You go through all that stuff. Then you try to, what can I do with this guy? Then you're going to say, oh, sorting. Yeah, you've been spending time to do the algorithm for sorting. Then you say, somebody say, there is a sort method. Okay, I didn't know that. So you feel kind of embarrassed. whatever time you spend, it's never going to be better than this, because it's coming from experts. So you rather use this and you spend your time for building some other tool. So that's it. Okay? Now you're going back to another one that is more powerful. Array list. See? Array list. Why? Because array is limited. Two problems with array, or two limited. What are the two limitations of the array?
You gotta know
Two
the
constraints.
data.
Yeah, you have to know the size. That means size is fixed. You can mess with that. Then it's supposed to be only one type. If it's an array of double, just double. Array of integer, you know that. But that is a limitation. You don't like it. Then they're going to say, yeah, we're going to say resizable array implementation of the list interface. So everything is coming from something called the list interface. Below that list interface, again interface, we may cover that later. See, interface is here. List is an interface that comes with, see, all this class, abstract list, array list, linked list, all the vector, all this stuff is data structure. Maybe we never going to study. Maybe Java 2 will cover a little bit. See, this array list is the one they're giving you, yeah, a dynamic array. That means you start an array list. If you want more, keep on adding. They don't care. It's going to grow automatically. When you remove, the size will shrink. So you don't have to worry about, do I have enough? You have enough. Your computer memory is the capacity. That is what array list means. So that comes with, that is a class. See, that's a class. It's not a regular array. It's not with a square bracket or anything. Then go down and see, how am I going to create an array list? You could create an array list with no say default argument. You could create an array list with initial capacity, and you could even create an array list with another array into the construct. See, if you don't use anything in the parentheses, you get 10 of them, 10 capacity. So your array list with no argument is going to be 10. After
So-
10, if you add one more, it's double. It's become 20. Then after 20, become 40. So you're never going to run out of space.
So 10 is the default capacity?
Yeah, 10 is the default, because they don't want to give 100 or something, because it's going to grow anyway. Understand? That's the idea. Then what are the stuff? You could add stuff, you could add all the pieces from another, clear, cloning, country, yeah, all the get something and remove something. You could ask for an iterator. Iterator means if you want to go through all the stuff in an array list, iterator is going to be kind of a collection. Iterator comes with a lot of, we're going to see that later. Iterator is like a navigation tool. You could go up and down and see all that stuff. Okay? And remove, and then you could set a value, you could find the size, you could convert into a regular array. All this stuff is available and more in the array list. That is so powerful. But you need line number 3. You have to import that guy, just like arrays. Okay? Then how do you create? Another new stuff is coming. Line number 8, array list string. Okay? String. Why? Go to array list. Look at this. E. That means when Java people created this array list, they created this for any type of class. E means element, any type. Could be a student or employee or whatever type. It's supposed to be a class, not a primitive data type. Okay? That's only condition. So you could have an array list of anything you want. So string is a class. Because of that reason you say string. So this time you're going to say I need an array list of string. Then you could add. For array list you don't have anything called square bracket. You don't put okay, square bracket 0. No, that's for array. Array list is going to say, if you want to see the first one, you ask array list dot get 0. you want to add something, you're going to say array list dot add. If you want to put it in the fourth position, add 3, something like that. Because another method. That is what array list means. That's what they're doing. They're adding two, they're adding red, that goes to the beginning, then they're adding yellow. So yellow becomes the first because 0 means beginning. Then you print it, then you display, adding green and yellow again, removing yellow. Let's see what is happening there. Yeah, yellow and red. Just how they, then they're adding green and one more yellow, see? Then they're removing the first yellow, that's gone. Remove the second list. Second list is going to be in the green, see? So green is gone. And they're checking red is there, all that stuff. This is the way to check something is there, items that contains. Then they're going to say. You know this line number 38? What kind of syntax is that? So contains, see, items, contains red, that is the if, see, this is the way you're going to say, this got ternary operator, we went through that, remember, in the if statement, see, if items contains red, then put no, that means just a blank, see, quote means space, else you type not, that's why it's coming red, see, red, so is in the list, so is, see, red is in the list. If you type anything else, contain, let me try double R, okay? Fine, that's what we'll say. See, not in the list. Understand? Because I'm looking for double R. That's right. They pick not. Does it make any sense? That's right. So that all that stuff is a part of the item, part of the array list. So you could see all that here. Using contains RVUs, contains, you see, this is what we just used, just to contains, and all that stuff. Remove one means you're removing the second, you know that. One means two. That's what happened. Finish. Yeah, that was the last one. So go through rest of them, and we will do chapter 8 next class. Okay.